You know, as a kid, I grew up around the tough cars, Mahindras, Willys, short wheelbase, long wheelbase, the works. But even back then, every time I saw a Jonga, I knew it was something special. And I wanted to get close and get to know it better. But that never happened. So today must be my lucky day.
The cross between a Jeep and the Land Rover, the Jonga definitely looks set for taming the Indian wild. But this is neither British nor American. It's a Japanese 1963 Nissan Petrol that was made under the license for the Indian Army in Jaipur. Only it was rebadged as the Jonga for the Jaipur Ordnance and Gun Carriage Assembly. And yes, most of the Jongas were supplied only to the Indian Army. But the Jonga on our hands was acquired by Abhilash Nambiar in 2007.
It was in a very bad shape. We spent almost close to a year restoring it, and I was very insistent that we keep the original petrol engine on the vehicle, the 6-cylinder one, and that's what we did. And there are only a very few of them on the Indian roads now, because they are very heavy, so in weight, so usually they get a good value for junk. And I got this particular vehicle also from a scrap dealer.
Now it's largely trouble-free because it has only the bare basics. Forget about luxury options. The Jonga doesn't have a power steering, it doesn't have windows or seat belts. You could say this is devoid of any civilian basics. And why not? It was only made for one thing, that is war. So it comes loaded with different goodies. One pickaxe, check. One shovel, check. We decided to wage our own battle on the tough terrain.
When you go off-roading, what you need most is pulling power. And the Jonga has got so much torque that it makes do with only 3 gears. It comes with only 3 gears. It's got 4-wheel drive low, 4-wheel drive high, but it's got so much torque that I have as yet not put it in 4-wheel low. This thing is just going over this terrain without so much so as a whimper. This thing is a mountain goat.
And we wouldn't like to compare the Jonga with the modern day SUVs or cars. It isn't a creature of comforts, it's about everyday basics. Because it takes solid effort to regain the steering. Shifting gears will build some triceps, and operating the heavy clutch, you'll need some quads. The firmness of the suspension will surely tone your backside, and a top speed that will make an ambassador look quick. You know, that's the kind of stuff we are talking about. While Abhilash uses the Jonga for daily commuting to work, we can't imagine of doing something like that unless our office happens to fall in a tough terrain or next door, because the fuel efficiency on this Jonga is just 5 kilometers per liter.
Compared with modern day proper SUVs, the Jonga just seems prehistoric because of its lack of electronics and just simple mechanicals, and that's it. But if you put it out into the 21st century, you will think it's a little crude, it's a little heavy to operate, it isn't very fuel efficient, but out here in the wild, it stands tall, it stands proud, and it is completely unstoppable.